Here we go. We're back. We're back. We're back. We're back at it. And I just realized I forgot one thing. Stupid me. I forgot to turn on my camera. Well, I don't know if you guys even like to look at me, but I'm gonna have it on anyway. Let's see if it works. That is. Sometimes it just doesn't want to, as usual. Should have done this before. Worked last time. Doesn't seem to work this time. Always the same. Okay, let's use the other one. We have another backup that we can always use. Let's see that one works. Um, there we go. Give me my phone camera. Come on. Okay, turn this off. There we go. How does it see me? That's quite something. This is not my phone camera. I'm looking at the wrong one. Oh, come on. Not you. Why are you not giving my setup options? Oh well, I'm done with this. Then no camera there, but just use the terrible one of the surface. It's okay. At least you guys can see me. So I hope anyone is here. I don't know, of course, if anyone is here. I don't see anyone talking yet. So, but if not, it's also fine. We're just gonna get started, and as soon as somebody gets here, if you want to say something, that's fine. If you don't want to say something, hey, that's also fine. All your choice. I will not hold you to anything. If you don't want to talk, you don't want to talk, right? Just feels less schizophrenic if you are talking. That's the only reason I like people to talk, and nothing else. Of course, it's nice to also talk to people and have some ideas, share some ideas. Uh, that is basically the nice part of streaming, to be able to converse with other people. So yeah, I seriously hope that we will get some people in. So let's start with taking this, copying it into a new layer. That is not my width. That is not good. I guess it means it didn't copy. New. That looks better. Save as. Here we go. I want this to save as. Well, totally not in downloads. That is totally wrong. Here we go. I want this to do like draw edge left. Pillar? Sounds about right. That will mean that my Unity will want to rebuild. It will take forever, as usual. Um, or maybe not this time. I do not know. We will figure it out. Yeah, it will take a while. It's that time of the day again. Oh well. But once we get there, which will take a while, like as you see, we will see that there's some things that I've been doing uh, since last time. But I guess I can flip the canvas horizontally and have the other side already done. And yes, these need still to have some tweaking because I don't like the way they look right now. It's not as good as it should be, but if it's gonna reload anyway, then I might as well put already my right pillar in. Right pillar. There you go. I don't know if other people do this more like as PNGs or whatever, but I like to use the ASPRED file. On the other hand, probably shouldn't use loose ASPRED files. I don't know. Might create more overhead. Uh, I'm not sure about that, but if I only knew how to use the ASPRED file and just have the separate layers as separate objects, but it doesn't seem to open them like that, because if I, once I ever get there, if I get to show my ASPRED file and I look what is inside my drawbridge, I do not see separate layers, so I'm not sure what is going on there. And if you see me drinking, that's basically my cue for you to also make sure you hydrate yourself, which is very important, as you probably all know. Oh, this is always so slow, but it seems to have reloaded. But not yet, really. This, oh, this laptop. I really should put a new laptop in my wish list because this is getting really ridiculous. Or should I say redonkulous? It's getting crazy. Um. Anyway, while we wait for that to reload in the scene, I was making today something new that I want to have animated later. Still don't have more frames than this for now, but I created a racing bike with a person on top, of course, that's gonna race through the level. Probably gonna also have some normal bikes here. Uh, but yeah, for now I only have this racing bike. I tried it against the Gaia image, so it should be high enough to be a grown up compared to my main character. So let's hope that it will work a little bit nice in the end. Hey, W Giorgio, nice to have you around, and hope you're gonna have fun today. First time here, right? So uh, welcome on board. I was just showing my newest creation that I did, dabbling a bit in between. I'm gonna have this animated later, and yeah, hopefully we gonna make something cool out of this. Hey, Dark Spirit! Oh my God, I almost got scared there. Hey, Realme, yeah, Realme. That was something that was said in the other stream, right? Just to make sure that I say it's sort of a real me or whatever. Um, it's a difficult name to pronounce. So you said last time that you don't care how we do that, right? So anyway, I'm doing pretty okay. My voice is a little bit raspy though. I'm sorry. I think I'm getting a little bit of a cold. Wouldn't stop me from screaming though. You were checking the lizard. Okay. I guess you mean Elysia that was doing her lizard cam, right? She there was something last time with her face. She said, I think that's why she has a lizard cam at the moment. But she's pretty entertaining. So you're kind of busy right now. It doesn't matter. You know that it's fine here in this chat. You don't have to be active if you just. Ooh, you're watching me. That sounds a little bit scary, right? Anything is fine. You can lurk, you can talk. It feels less schizophrenic if I'm talking back to people, but yeah. So anything is fine. I don't care if you're just lurking here. And thank you, Realme. Um, and yeah. So for the people who just came in. This is a new thing that I'm making that I want to have animated later so I can have this driving through my first level. I hope by now my Unity is done loading. It doesn't look like. This is insane. Really, it's too slow. Maybe I should not put my my files, my sprite files directly into Unity because it seems to be creating a lot of overhead for the loading part. Uh, don't want to have to wait every time super long. Yes, I'm actually building a racing bike. Yeah, they are very arrogant, but also very common in Amsterdam, in the Netherlands, anyway. So yeah, there's gonna be racing bikes coming through my level, and once or twice, and I will create some in different colors, so it looks a little bit dynamic. You can smack them in the game. um, mm, can think of that. Maybe I'll let one fall or something. Maybe just slip over something. I don't know. Could be cool. Anyway, I've been dabbling about a little bit in the level, and as you can see, there's a little bit more going on than there was before. Um, the tree that I have in the left is a little too small. Let's just say it's way too small. I just want it to be nice for myself, but it's really way too small because this should be about roughly coming to the third story of that building. Um, yeah, it's more like a bonsai tree right now, and it should be actually looking like a tree. But it was just a test, and I needed to have something that comes in here and looks pretty okay. Um, and I might later on try to put my bicycle in to see how that looks, and have a little bit of a dabble around with that. And as you can see, the ones who never saw my stream, I showed it last time. My water reflection is a bit weird now, but look what happens when I click it. Bonk. That's what it should be. This is the reflection that it should be. It should be right below it. And I don't know for what reason that is. Maybe it's just not loading properly because of this super slow laptop. But whatever it is, it seems to be not working until I click it and then it's blook in the correct place. Anyway, so I was working on the bridge, as you all know. And what I want to do right now is basically create the other parts of the bridge so it starts to look more like the bridge that is actually in my sprite file. And what I said before is that there's something stupid I would like for my sprite file, which is this one, because it's not this one, right? No. Anyway, it doesn't really matter which one I choose. The sprite file should have different layers, and those different layers should be able to be used individually. But for whatever reason, it doesn't. I don't know if that's normal or not. Of course, the Sprite importer is pretty new, so might be something that they don't have built in yet. It is supposed to also work with animation, so if you import an animation, it should also know all the different animations that you have. So that's pretty handy. So you don't have to make them all yourself. However, it doesn't seem to have those different layers, which makes it a little harder for me to arrange the look of the drawbridge the way I want it to. So I have to make separate files so I can actually use them. I don't like it, but that's the way it is. So I'm gonna have to import this one now into the project. And last time we had some trouble, right, with some of the pixels were a little bit blurry, right? It didn't look the way I wanted. Basically, it has to do with a few things. There's the mesh type; it should be full rect, and the filter mode, which should be point no filter. If you change that to bilinear or trilinear, it will simply look blurry. It's just not meant to look like that. I don't think this one did anything. No, that was not an important one. So after I apply that, because that's also very important, apply it first. Otherwise, it will still not have the same settings that you want. Now we can drag in the pillar, and I'm gonna first create a layer for it. Um, an empty object here, and I will call this bridge left pillar. Yeah, my voice is really going to smithereens. It's really not nice. Oh well. I will put it here, and of course we need to have a sprite render on that. As I type this a lot, it's already there. You don't have to think about it very much. And it has the sprite, which is the left pillar, this one. Yeah, it does. What do you mean, W. Giorgio? Because I might have missed something, but yeah, it does what? Reflection. Yeah, the reflection, it looks pretty cool, no? I'm very happy with this. It's a very nice shader. I might spend some time later on making a tutorial on how to make that shader. Um, I like it. Um, I will have to figure out, I guess, why the shader doesn't automatically load or doesn't go into place when I start. If I figure that out, it might be time for me to actually do a video on how to actually make that shader, because that was quite a trick. Follow the tutorial myself, but I might be able to do a little bit of a video on how to do that. Because reflection and those kind of shaders, it basically you can do it in two ways. You can write it in code, which I wouldn't recommend. It's pretty hard. Uh, or you can basically just drag them to different outputs. You can um, basically use different sprites and yeah, connections to make it look very interesting. It's not easy to explain without actually making it for you. So I'm not going to do that right now because yeah, as you can tell, my laptop is already pretty damn slow. And if I would be doing that right now, we would not be able to get anything done anymore. I guess for the rest of the day. So what I want to do right now is move this bridge part, and it's gonna have to go right there, bit down, and probably a bit left, not right, left. Really hard to see. And this is where my laptop really bites me because I seriously need to do very careful because my mouse doesn't move very, um, how do you say that? Careful. So whenever I move just a tad, it just go, and that's not what I want. There we go. Also, look right now, you can already see that the entire walls have to go down just a tiny little bit, and that means also what I just put has to go down a tiny little bit. Thing is, again, there, it's hard to go just a tiny little bit. I think this is already better. I don't care if they're partly in the water, that's fine. Um, Means the drawbridge parts will also all go down, and that's why I like that I have it grouped. Oh, no, not that one, this one. So I can just move it all together. Here again, you should see me work my mouse because it really is tedious to put it like, oh, come on. Yeah, go ahead, grab some coffee. Bring some for me if while you're at it, man. Gonna have to do it a little bit trickier. I will just look at the game window and move it from here. God, there, almost, almost. No sugar or milk, nothing. Yeah, thank you. I love my computer setup in Unity or Blender is so smooth. It is all about the memory. Yeah, this thing has 16 gigabytes of memory, which should be okay, but it's um how you say it? This is a Surface laptop. That thing has basically no graphics card whatsoever, nothing to speak of at least. Um, yeah, so you can basically imagine that it doesn't do so well. No sugar and milk is correct, yes. That means now I will have to put my building a little bit down. Their background, my building and my tree. Yeah. And those are more here. I cannot move them like that, I guess, because they're two separate things. Ah, well, my building. There you go. I don't want to tweak too much at the moment because basically this will all change later. It's is nothing that I will have definite for sure. I just want to have something that works. 80 gigs of memory, Jesus. W Giorgio, I'm jealous right now, and I don't want to be jealous because jealous is a useless emotion that nobody has any use for. I really I don't mean it in a bad way. I'm not jealous in a bad way, but God, I wish I had 80 gigs of memory. I really wish I did. God, that would make things so much easier. But also, hey, Half Moon. Um, yeah, I was on time, so it's never early, right? Never late either. I'm doing good. Had some bad sleep the last weekend, but that's okay. I'm here and I'm happy to be working on this again. And as you can see, we're getting somewhere. This drawbridge is starting to look like something. I'm not happy with the placement of the change right now because I can see that I'm coming short just a tad here. I should go a little bit more uh, to that little gray box there. And why that is beats me because it worked before. It looks nice, yeah, right. I was pretty happy about how it's starting to look. And I will work today probably also on making sure that the animation for running works again because it did work before. I've been refactoring a lot of stuff and trying to move for this level um, some things in place. And this little house was one of the first that I actually made in pixel art. It's one of the houses that my daughter saw, and she was all about those little. I will zoom in here a little bit. All about the flowers here. She saw colors, and she's like, "What is that?" And all she saw was little pixels. And I was zoomed in very far in in a sprite. She had no clue what she was actually looking at. So I told her, "This is a house for your game." For my game, she had no idea what I meant, of course. Um, so I explained to her, I'm building a game about you, and she was over the moon. First of all, that was like, oh, that's so cool. So I zoomed out and showed her that it was a house and that there was flowers in the windows. She was like, but then these flowers have to be purple, these have to be pink, and these have to be that color. And it was super cute. So from that moment on, I decided that whatever she asked about colors, it has to go into the game. So she asked for some purple and some pink in several things, and it's gonna happen. Uh, hey, fictional codes! So nice for you to come and join us again. That's also very nice of you. I'm happy that everybody's here. Always feels very nice. it's like I'm with friends. I showed this to some of you guys before, but some are new. I've been dabbling about a little bit in pixel art, and because I want my level to be a bit more dynamic, I will have some NPCs and some people and things happening, like birds flying, but also bicyclists coming by. And something that you see a lot of in the Netherlands is racing bikes, and they can be a pest. I don't mean anything in a bad way. I love people who drive their bikes very fast. It's very good for them, and also would be very good for me. But what I wanted to do is make them also look like something she would want. So this guy has a purple outfit, and I will have some different colors along the way. I need to animate it still. I only have the first frame, but I just dabbled in between work and after work, and in the few minutes that I have, and I'm pretty happy with the end result. I think it really looks like a racing bike, so not so bad for a beginner in pixel art, right? So I like the wheels and the reflection of speed, basically. The chain that you see here, I'm pretty sure it's not perfect, and I know it could be better, but I'm pretty happy with the result so far. So I will keep going with the drawbridge. I have the left pillar now in, so I'm going to duplicate that basically. which gonna be right here after the railing, and it's gonna be called, of course, right pillar. Good thing about that is that I will have the position in place, and the height all I have to do is replace it to the right, and it should be fine. And this one, of course, I need to do the settings correct. That's always something that bugs me. It doesn't remember that for all the other ones, so you have to do it every time. But yeah, uh, I'm just happy that I can make it work. And yes, of course, I'm sure there's plenty of easier ways to do this stuff. I just haven't figured them out yet, and I don't want to just be forever looking for ways to do things. So almost have it. Still needs a pixel or something more. But this is starting to look like a bridge that I had envisioned, so pretty happy with it so far. Um, I do see that the ground moving is a little bit too far off. Just saw that right now. Has to be like there. Then it looks better. And I will probably work on the script for this a little bit because I saw before that it doesn't rotate where it should. And to show you that, I will zoom out a little bit here and uh, basically just have to turn on the script again because I turned it off last time just to have something to walk on. Uh, this takes always also a while because it has to recompile everything. But if you look at the bridge when it opens, you will see that it doesn't rotate exactly where I want it to because I wanted to basically rotate right there on this corner and it moves a little. I don't really yet know why it moves. Didn't have that with the other prototype, so. Hold on, busy for. It's good that I'm not afraid to talk. Here we go. So now it starts to open. Last time I was doing this, you can see it here on the left a little bit. It doesn't stay connected to the bridge. It's like it's moving. And really, I don't know why. I know that with the other halves that I had, it didn't do that. So probably need to visualize where the corners are that it's supposed to move it from, because this is not supposed to happen. And then we're gonna have to figure out how to connect the chains. So um, to give you an idea, of course, always even stopping it takes time. There's gonna be a chain basically coming from this block to this dot here, and the same goes from this block to that dot here. And those chains are not completely straight, so they are just like a little hanging. And as soon as the bridge opens, that obviously means that it will not stay straight. It will go even more bending, or I have to see it a little bit to see if it is correct in my mind. But I think of using hinge joints or something like that for it because I'm not so 100% sure. You found out about scriptable objects, so going to use them on my cards. Yeah, that sounds like a very good idea, W. Giorgio, because yeah, scriptable objects are perfect for using them on collectible card games. Uh, yeah, because basically all of them use the same principle. They just have different stats or different characteristics. They use different mana. Um, that's what you would change. So yeah, if you make a scriptable object, you can easily create 100 cards. Just change the properties on them, and they will work perfectly the way you want it to. Yeah, I have yet to use them. I do find it very interesting to use scriptable objects. Basically, it's like anything that is data, you can use scriptable objects for, because the only difference between them is basically the data it uses. um, 160 cars may just need to add materials to them. Wow, cool. And do you have anything that you want to show us already? Is there something you want to see show here? I mean, I'm fine with links, so if you have any artwork for your card game, just uh, just show me. I'd love to share it with the rest. So nothing yet. Okay. Well, if you ever do, don't be afraid to let me know and show me, or even share it in my Discord server. If you look at my about page, you'll see that I have a Discord server now, and yeah, you will be able to share anything there. I have a part where you can share your things. So feel free to join it if you feel like it. If you don't, that's also fine. Um, I'm hoping to make that a place where I can tell you guys a little bit more also about Gaia the game, even if I'm not streaming, of course, because yeah, I'm not always streaming. I don't have the time for that. Uh, but yeah, uh, I will welcome you wholeheartedly. So, um, yeah, this is gonna take me some time. I wanna see about the water reflection. I think I'm gonna have to up it a little bit. And something that I want to do with the water reflection later is, well, not with the water reflection, basically, that's not true, but with the water later, is that I also want to have on the other side of the water, I want to have something that you can still see. Like what you normally see with these kind of levels, or is just you see only the part where Gaia will walk in this case, and maybe some water, and then that's it. What I want to see is a little bit of foreground, so the other side of the shore of the river, and you can see something while she walks there. Not much, but just a little bit. Oh, dark spirit coffee, like nice, 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 nice. Gimme, gimme, gimme. Yeah, thank you. Ah, great. I'll just pretend that that was it. Ah, very good. Thank you. That makes everything better. And yeah, as you can see, I have a non-finished Rijksmuseum here in the right side. That gonna still require me a lot of work to do. Um, warn me that I need to connect to Wi-Fi through my whole 20 gig. You're welcome. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. It's not like I can reimburse your Wi-Fi bundle. That is, I'm sorry for for that. But thank you for bringing me a coffee. Yeah, it's much appreciated. These were not needed anymore, so I'm going to take them out. And yeah, I'm still gonna have to put some other parts in that also will be moving. For that, I will also need to change the script later, because the top part needs to move, of course, with this part. So and with the chains that are belonging to that. Uh, so there's still a lot of stuff to be done here. So let me go back to my drawbridge here. I've turned off a lot of layers here just to make sure that I have uh, an idea of what it looks like. Had my player there before, and still, yeah, that one is still missing. So as you can see, what I'm still missing is a lot of things that go here. Um, so this chain will move with this basically. So will this one, and there's one here that is bent, as you can see, and that one is the tricky one. The bent one is tough, but hey, there's nothing that we can't fix, so we will fix this too. Um, so I'm gonna first look at the bridge left moving part, because that's basically also got the ground in it. That is a little bit tricky for me, because I'm gonna have to cut that out, but I think I can manage that pretty easily. Um, probably should have taken this one in the other part. Oh well, all something that we will figure out later. But I'm liking the drawbridge so far. I think we're getting somewhere. Okay, so the moving part is where we're gonna go next. So for that, I'm taking out all the other shit again because I don't want to export that even by accident. So everything off, and that means we have only this part left. Um, I'm thinking that this one I will not take straight away, and also not this one. Sorry for the coughing. I am starting to run into a cold again, so that is what that is. I'm gonna erase a little bit, basically by doing this. Oh, not in the correct layer, that doesn't help. That's going to be a hard project to let it move. Yes, it is. Well, let's say it like this: the basic parts will not be so hard. That I can do. But when it starts to get hard is when you actually have the moving parts that not just move, but also change. So a chain doesn't stay in the same shape when it's moving. And this basically is a pillar, like a, um, I can cast it's like cast iron, but a bar. That is easier. But the one that I'm now taking out at the moment, that is the hardest because that is a chain, and I need to create a way to make it a believable chain. And if I really cannot figure that out, I might just omit the entire thing, and you just nobody will be none the wiser, right? Just you guys who are here in my stream when I was doing it, but nobody else. Anyway, um, I think I might also take out this part because we don't really need it right now. We already have a floor, so the ground layer is in, and all I want is for this to be out. I don't know what part is there because I can't, for whatever reason, remove it. Nope, that is weird. I don't have any other layer on, do I? Bridgelet moving and nothing else. Huh. Right, because I'm no longer active in that one. Found that weird because I was just in that one and now it somehow went in. And those who have been to Amsterdam, yeah, they might also know. But not just from going to Amsterdam. That will not tell you anything yet. You would know it basically if you've been to Amsterdam, but also know that bridge. Because yeah, it's a famous bridge, but you need to know it to be able to tell that it's missing, right? I hate it when you just need one more pixel and you don't have it selected. Should go from the other side probably. It's easier. Still not good enough. I hope you guys don't hear noise, because my neighbors are making some noise again. Hey, unexpected. So nice that you're here. That was unexpected. um, bad joke, I know. Don't run away unexpected. Please don't. Please don't. um, I was just showing a little bit of how the project is evolving, and it's looking, if you ask me, kind of nice right now. Um, I have a house in right now. The drawbridge is starting to take shape. Um, uh, That's good that you don't hear anything else because it's pretty annoying to me. But I I prefer that you guys don't hear it. That's the only thing that I want. They just the other days they threw in uh, an invitation for their wedding, which will happen when they come in here. So it's super nice. But I can imagine that they might also do that just to keep friends with us. Yeah. Thank you, Unexpected. I think that it looks pretty nice as well. I'm happy with how it's starting to turn out. Still needs, of course, a lot of work, as you can tell. It's not perfect by no means, really, but it's getting there. It's getting there. I'm quite happy with how it looks. Yeah, the water is cool, right? That is so far a little bit of my pride and joy, I would say. And yes, it is moving. It's a shader. Um, Let me show you when it's actually playing. That's a little bit nicer, so you have more of an idea of how it looks. The shader was quite a challenge to do, and it's slower, crazy enough when I just have the editor open, and when you're actually playing, it moves much more smooth. But yeah, this laptop is really no picnic. Um, I need to do something about that. I was talking with somebody else in their stream the other day, and they were talking about how how I should maybe look at uh, asking for donations because I feel weird asking for donations. Really, it is it's not something that is in my system. The only thing now is because I moved the water up a little bit, it's not reflecting the wall anymore, and that's not correct. It should be corrected. So maybe I'll just duplicate it so the rest can also be reflected. Yeah, I know that the editor uses probably more processes, and there's some stuff going on that might intensify everything it has to do. But it should not be slower than it is in play mode. Really, that is really crazy to me. But anyway, yeah, there's some mistakes still. As you can see, the drawbridge opens, but it's not connected anymore to the actual floor, which is quite necessary. Otherwise, you still cannot walk on it. Um, but yeah, I'm quite happy with the way the bridge is starting to look. Yeah, of course, there's going to be a lot of work on the detailing, and this will have to go a little bit more straight up instead of very sideways. Um, but from what I am doing and how it feels to me, I think it's getting very close. Walk, 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 splash, swim, swim, swim. No, probably that's going to be walk, 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 splash, drown. Because I don't think I will have swimming mechanics. Maybe I will, but so far I haven't planned any of those. If there's no swim mechanics, your player just drowns. Bloop, yeah, gone. You're not a fish. You're not supposed to swim. So, and yeah, I've been working a little bit also on getting some things that will go through my level, like this bicycle racer that I've been working on. I was dabbling on this one a little bit in between. I'm gonna have to animate this, and I want this to go through the level, and then left and right or whatever, and have a couple of them. Probably gonna make like a peloton that's gonna go through the level, and then have some normal bikes, pedestrians, and I've been actually really contemplating lately giving the option of buying your own NPC in the first level. Yeah, that's very Amsterdam. That's for sure. A bakfiets is very Amsterdam. For those of you who don't speak Dutch, bakfiets is like you have a bike, and in the front there's like a big box, and in that big box you can stow away your children or food or groceries or whatever. Most people put them. Yeah, it's a cargo bike. Yes, that's a better term. um, but yeah, usually there are groceries in there, or beer, or the grandmothers, or whatever. Everything is moved in the Netherlands by bike. Well, a lot of it is. So you see a lot of those crazy bikes, and sometimes you see the most crazy things, like people who balance you don't know what on their bike, and Yeah, I needed to reflect a little bit those kind of things you could see in the Netherlands to make it even more dynamic and moving. Also want to have birds flying and stuff like that. So yeah, this is basically one of the things that I've been dabbling a little bit with to make it a little bit nicer. And I was working on this, right? Yeah. So from what I've been seeing before, I should probably save this in a different location to not have my A sprite go crazy. So I'll just throw this in a game dev, whatever, and then put drawbridge left. Let's call it arm or something. IKEA closets. If I'm gonna put IKEA closets into my my game, that's gonna get a little bit crazy. And who knows? There, nothing has been officially ruled out, so everything is possible. So file, save as. There we go, and then put the same, but put right arm. Drunk ex-boyfriends. Yeah, they also go into those cargo bikes sometimes because they cannot walk anymore. Anyway, I'm not sure if it's going to be easier now to import them into my art folder without basically having Unity completely go nuts. But let's try it. Let's import some asset. So left arm and right arm. So let's import those two. Looks like that went a lot easier. So I think from now on I will not do it directly in the art folder anymore of Unity because Unity goes nuts when I do that. And this seems to work pretty okay. So where is my... I'm missing something here. Yeah, apply. I'm missing something here. Where's the other option that I had before? It's gone? Huh? Let's see. I'm missing something here. Didn't I just have the option here to... think. There. Okay, somehow it collapsed itself. I never said to do that, but now it did. But this is good, so that's okay. Do the same for the right arm. Full rect, point no filter. And that's just basically to make sure that it doesn't get blurry. Because we don't want blurry. It's already hard enough to make anything look nice. So we're gonna create another empty object here. And I'll call this bridge left arm. Then I'm gonna put a sprite render in there. And a sprite renderer will have the left arm in there. There we go. Way too high, way too far to the right, to the left, but that's okay. Oh, it is okay, at least if I move it. Let's see how it will go. This is where it's supposed to go, more or less. A little bit more. But my mouse is not so good at going subtle. It's either a lot or not so much. There. I think that looks okay. So now Control D and I do the same with the other one. A good thing about this is now that I have everything loose, I can also script them individually. So that helps because that's exactly what I need. I need these things to move individual, and some parts move and some parts don't. But altogether, it will become the drawbridge. I think that looks pretty okay. Gonna have to zoom in really far to see if they're connected like the same. I think there's one pixel missing for this one, or not even a pixel. That's better. That's exactly the same place. Sorry for my cough again. Trying not to have it, but I have it anyway. Let's place it where it's supposed to be. And once I'm done with this and everything is in place, I will make sure that uh, make a prefab out of this because that's what I want to have happen. Because a prefab means basically that thing will do the same wherever I want it. If I ever have another drawbridge in there, yeah, you struck it all. I'm sure I don't have that at the moment. It just started, so it's a little annoying, but it's there, and I cannot stop anything from happening at the moment. But I will once it's a little further along. I'm at the moment not 100% happy yet with the brick wall. I think it's okay, but not working properly. Should look nicer in the end. Uh, it's a little too chunky, I would say. I don't know how to explain it better. But I need to have a little bit more of a floor. The floor can be a bit thicker, um, and the wall can be a bit more. I don't know. How do you say that? Dirty. Should be. It should not look so clean. This is way too clean for an Amsterdam wall. It will never look like this. Anyway, yeah. So the water reflection, as we said before, I'm not happy with the fact that it now is too high. So I'm gonna move it. It's I need the wall to be reflected, and I think I can fix that other problem basically with it by adding another one because I want more water to be reflected. So anything that happens in the distance will also have reflection. So what I'm going to do now is add a second water reflection, make it a lot smaller. So that means scaling this thing. Uh, I should scale it a lot down. And a lot of that we will in the end not see because it's going to be in a different place. I didn't mean to scale it now. I need to move it. It will have to be on top of the other one. It doesn't look good. No, not right now. I'm gonna have to look at it later. I don't like it the way it is right now. But yeah, there's gonna be water also going into the distance because underneath the bridge, basically, you also have water, and that water runs into the distance. So it would not look good if I don't have a reflection there. But the shader at the moment, as it is, it's like a reversal of the camera. So you see what you see with the camera, and then it reverses that and distorts it. That's how it basically works, simply put. Um, that also means that if I do it in a wrong place, it will not show everything. It should also uh, show the wall and the reflection, but it doesn't because it starts at the bottom of what you're showing. So um, how do I explain that correctly? If I start um, this reflection at this height, basically, let's say here, it will start to reflect anything that is above that line. So everything that is above this drawbridge, I can show you that pretty easily. So bear with me here, because it's something I don't do easily normally. But as you can see, the reflection starts above it and not below it. So the higher I pull up the water, the reflection will still be there, but it will start too high. And that's not what you want. So let's put it back where it was. And that's something that I need to think about, because I probably want the rest of the water to not maybe be a reflection, but just water, and not to reflect anything, but just look like water. I'm not sure yet how to do that one. I will figure that out as I go along, like anything that I'm doing here. Yeah, some kind of offset or something like that. Um, there is an offset already in it, vertical camera offset, as you can see here. Um, I might be able to do it like that. I'm not 100% sure. Let me try. Because if I put the water yay high and I up this or down that, yeah, that works. But my water doesn't look so good anymore. So it needs to also have the rest to work properly. So yeah, I like it, but not really. I don't know what happened now, but for some reason it doesn't like my look now. I changed my offset. Where's my offset? Don't remember anymore what it was. Something like this, I guess. But yeah, it's basically offsides. Hey, thanks for the 100 bits. That is very nice. Oh, now that somebody is using something like that, uh, let me explain to you guys, or explain to you. I don't think I need to explain many people here who are on Twitch how to use Twitch. But if you want to subscribe, that gives the channel some money. Obviously, you don't have to subscribe with your hard-earned money if you cannot afford that. Shouldn't even. But there's also the option of using Amazon Prime, and you can do it for free with that. If you have Amazon Prime, you can subscribe to me, and it will not cost you one thing. So um, just consider it if you want to do that. That is something you can. Um, I don't know if you did anything with the 100 bits. I guess a cheer. I see cheer 100. So I don't know what that exactly does, but I mean, all of that stuff is new to me. Uh, I don't know if you heard anything with that. I didn't. So yeah, it's but I'm happy that you did it, and yeah, you're now the bits leader. It says you have a new badge. Ain't that cool? So yeah, yeah, there's a little bit of the explanation of how that how that water shader works, and I'm pretty happy with how it looks. But there's still a lot of stuff to need to do with it. I made some variables here, so you can make it more turbulent. The water speed can be faster. The reflection can be a little bit bigger. The noise scale can be changed, and all those kind of things. There's a lot of stuff that can be done with this, and I'm happy with it, because that's basically what it does. So, without further ado, we were getting better already with the bridge. The only thing that is not connected at the moment is this, probably because I made the box, the gray box, a little smaller. So I'm gonna up the size a little bit again, just to make it connect, because now it's not connecting to the place where it should be. So a little wider, maybe 4. Then the height 1.4 should do the trick. Oh, more than does the trick. I don't want it that high. This is good enough, right? Looks like it's connecting to me. So I'm gonna have to do the same on the other side. What if I do 1.2 though? I can just move it. Let me put it like 38, 4. What do you think, guys? That also looks quite okay, right? I don't want to make it too big. Usually it doesn't look very nice. So then I do the same here. Make it 1.2, 0.2, and then instead of going to the right, I have to go to the left. So 4.9, 8 connects, right? It's on the edge, but it seems to connect. Okay, so I'm pretty happy with that. Everything is connecting. So now we can start to look at the script for this thing. And please don't look at the code if you're a coder and you think, let's see that beautiful code that Max has written. I'm not too proud of it. It works, but not because it's so great. So I'm gonna have to put some extra parts in this, and I'm gonna, come on, wake up. There you go. Private transform. Don't type too fast if your laptop doesn't work with you. So if you're wondering why I put 2 extra parts on it, well, that's the top parts that have to move along with it. Not 100% sure if I can do it the way I have it right now, but we'll have to figure it out as we go. Because I am a little bit afraid that this will look a bit weird and that this will go, this part basically will go that way and not be connected anymore. But let's see. If so, then I need to do it separate and we will have to do it in another way. But I don't care. We will figure it out. It doesn't it doesn't always work the way you want it. So, and this pivot point, we're probably gonna have to work on that. Maybe I can visualize it in some way, so that I can see where it's trying to rotate. Because the pivot point is where I'm turning. So my left pivot point is the bounce of my my thing, my floor that is moving, and then the minimal X and the maximum I. So I wanted to rotate at the top of that thing, but on the complete left of it. So the way that works, and I'll show you this in here. Basically, what I'm looking for in my ground is the very left part of this part, and the top part of this. And I think I already know what's wrong with that. That is not correct because the top part will be the square of this thing. Like if I go for my left ground, I don't know why it doesn't show a bounding box basically, but it's also very much out of place. That is also a thing. I'm gonna have to maybe export them again. But even if that is the case, it will be a square. So the left top of this is gonna be here, and it rotates way out of place. I think that's gonna be the reason. So I'm gonna have to work a little bit on that and figure out where my rotation point is going to be. Maybe I even have to set it myself as an extra object, because you also, of course, can do that. If I do that, then I will make like coordinates, a transform, and I will tell it basically pick my coordinates of that transform, and that will be the pivot point. Uh, but yeah, it's something we have to see, and it's something we have to experiment a little bit with. But first of all, I want to see if I can move my bridge left top and bridge right top along with the rest of the bridge to make it look okay. And that also will need a rotation point, so that's gonna be fun. So I'm gonna have to probably refactor this one. Left pivot point ground. In case you're wondering what I did to just change the name of the variable, because this variable now is changed throughout my entire file. It's just if you go to this variable, I press Ctrl RR, and it just gives me a refactor thing for changing the name in this case. So I just can go like this, and as you can see, it moves everything that is there along with it. So that works quite nicely. Um, so right now we have those, and we're gonna have to do the same. Private vector 3 left pivot point top bar and private vector right pivot top bar. And I might be crazy, but I want everything to be in the correct place. So I have now my pivot points that I basically can calculate, and I will now do a same kind of thing for my top bar. And my sprite render is the sprite render of my bridge left. And my bridge left is the one that I set to be the floor of the left one. So I will do the sprite render as our left top, which is the bridge left top dot get components, and that needs to be sprite renderer. Oh, did it wrong. And this can be really annoying for my OCD. I really don't like that. The strange thing is, however, I do not have one for my right. I must have a reason for that. There we go. So I'm doing the same on the right, and for whatever reason, I never did a SR right. Well, it's been a while since I created a prototype of this, so let me see first with the left part, and then we will see how we can make it work with the right part. Ah, okay. Yeah, okay. So the pivot point ground I did from the right get component bounce max. Basically the same but the other way around. Check my screen. Oh, donation. Thank you very much for your donation. €5. That's the first €5 I've gotten donated. Thank you, thank you, thank you very much. I promise this will all go into the stream and that or into the game, no matter what. Thank you very much. You're a perfect guy. Thank you very much. Anything that we're getting is absolutely very helpful. The first €5 of my drawing tablet, or the first €5 of my new laptop, or development machine. It's amazing. Thank you. I'm a little humbled now. It's from me and my daughter. How to donate? Oh, that's pretty easy. If you go to my my page, you see there's an about part, and there's some buttons underneath. You have a donate option right there. That will take you to a page that is done by I think what is it, Streamlabs, and it has the option to donate. You can use whichever amount of money you want. Um, and of course, nothing is ever obligatory, and I'm very happy with everything that people donate. Uh, so thank you if you're even considering it. It's very nice of you. So yeah, I will be sure to let also Gaia know when she's awake again tomorrow that the first donation has come in for her game, for her uh, stream about her basically. And yeah, it makes me very happy. Was not expecting anything like that, so thank you. It's a very nice feeling to have the first donation in. I'm at a loss for words. I wasn't expecting that, man. It was funny the other day. I was in a stream of another guy. He's a pixel art artist. Very, very nice guy, by the way. He was even offered to help me improve on some of the pixel art that I'm already making. Um, and he was talking to me like, "Yeah, I know how you are in it." Like, because I told him, "Yeah, I'm not putting anything into the stream or into the game until it pays itself." He said, "I feel you. I'm on the same boat with you on that. You have to take care of your family and things like that. So it basically cannot." Cannot be different. You have to make sure that they don't suffer because of what you're doing, and that's exactly right. They cannot suffer for what I'm doing. So anything that comes in is really for the game, for the channel, to make everything better. So yeah, thanks again. And he was saying like, yeah, but yeah, if a donation ever comes in, then blah blah blah. And right at that moment, somebody said, so. Uh, you realize that I just donated, and he donated 50 euros. That guy was insane. Like, I'm like, wow. uh, the unexpected game there. Thank you. You did a donation too. Unfortunately for me, it falls out of the frame. I cannot see it. I only see that you did a donation. That's all. Thank you. Thank you. Whatever it is, even if it's just 5 cents, thank you so much. That is that is amazing. I need to work on those bars, I guess. It falls out of the frame, but I guess I can see it anyway. It's in Streamlabs, so um, thank you. It's I love you guys. It's amazing. It's wow. I'm almost forgetting what I was doing here. I was trying to get that bridge working right. Ah, thank you so much. Yeah, you guys rock, and I yeah, I you're you're already a VIP. I can make can I make you a higher VIP? Maybe I can make you a moderator or something. Earning monies is nice. Yes. Yeah, I was not working on making money, but it's a very very nice extra. Thank you. um, I'm basically gonna do something different here. I'm gonna first comment this out and just see what happens with my left bar, with my left bars going up and down to see if they work and what works and what doesn't work. Um, and this, of course, needs to go to the top one instead. And the same goes for this side. To see if it moves in the way that I expect. I don't think it will. Um, well, on the other hand, that means it's moving probably as I expected to. So um, there's a bit of a real life calling. Yeah, sure. Go ahead. You're always welcome to lurk. You know that. Nobody has to talk in this channel. It's just happy that you guys are here so that I don't feel so alone while doing this. It's funny that I made my donation bar too narrow because I apparently didn't expect somebody with such a long name to donate. That's how you know that you don't know how to make an overlay yourself, right? And this will take a while again. It's reloading the scripts, and it's always slow. So, do, 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 do. So now that I changed the script for the drawbridge, that means I have other things that I have to put in here. And that means that the left arm is going to go in here for left top. And the same for the right, I will put it the right arm. Now, that is maybe the wrong name, so maybe I will change that later in the script so it looks a little bit more like I'm expecting left arm, left and right and right top, basically. Maybe I'll even rename this one to right ground and just to be consistent with what I'm actually putting in there. Now, because we're only doing the left part, I'm kind of curious what it will do. I'm thinking it will look terrible. Because also that top one is much bigger than the floor, so the rotation should probably be faster than the one from the ground. But that's all calculations that I haven't made yet, so let's see what it does first. Do, 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 do. Oh, now that is cool. I was not expecting that one. Right, I must have done something wrong. I think this is going to be an undocumented feature. That is not the normal behavior of a drawbridge for sure. I guess that's probably because of this. Yeah. What I also don't do yet is the bridge left. I'm gonna rename that thing. It's already annoying me. I'm gonna rename these things. Ground. Arm. Also something cool if you don't know yet how Unity works with Visual Studio or with anything that you use your code in, your variable names become capitalized. So as soon as you put a capital, it starts a new word for your variable name in Unity, which is pretty practical. So if I do bridge left ground, it becomes three words. The first one is usually lowercase. You can put it uppercase also. It's just it's usually more like this is the coding convention to use. So, and since I'm a programmer at heart, I like using these kind of things. My voice is really not good. Sorry about that. I hope it doesn't bother you guys too much. Uh, it shouldn't, but yeah. So bridge, left arm, dot rotate around. Left pivot point, top bar. Oh, I also should change that one. Z axis, rotation speed. No, not that one. Speed times time dot delta time. Can learn me programming one day. This way, maybe I can start creating clothes or stuff for Second Life. Yeah, I don't know if you need to program for doing something like that for Second Life. I've never actually looked much into Second Life itself, really. Uh, I'm sure it cannot be too difficult, but I don't know what programming language is behind Second Life in the first place. Might be something completely different. Um, I do speak quite a few programming languages, so it could be C, C Sharp, C++, JavaScript, could be Python, all those kind of stuff. I can make it work basically, but I'm a little bit better at C Sharp, as you can tell. That's more my thing. But yeah, let's see. SL can be a gold mine if you're good at creating things, but would need a building tool too. Yeah, I guess so. There's a lot of those games. If you're good at making mods or stuff like that for it, it can really become a gold mine. It for sure can be. What did I do here? Okay, I really don't need to use this yet, I guess. But right, arm, rotate around. Right, pivot point. Arm. It's not there yet, so I have to comment it out later. Hey, Letterborn. He can't stay long because of plans, but wanted to drop a hello. That's always good. I love hellos, even if they're just short. I can only drop by. That is fine. Uh, it's nice to see you again. I'm happy that you're here. Um, I've missed a few of your streams, I guess, like lately. I haven't been that active for a bit. Was working on some other stuff, but I'm happy that you're here right now. And yeah, we've gotten our first donations. Just two of them already in this stream. I'm super happy. I haven't looked at the second one because the donation falls out of my window. I cannot see how much it is, but I will have a look at it later. And I'm super stoked and how thankful for people donating. Um, I hope one of these days somebody will subscribe also. You get apparently you lose any commercials that are there. You don't have them anymore as soon as you're subscribed. And subscribe 5 euros. Thank you very much, Unexpected, for saying that. That's the first 10 euros that I've made with my stream, and I'm absolutely ecstatic about it. Uh, which might sound super crazy. I'm like a kid in a candy store right now. Ka-ching! I'm getting rich. Yay! I've just earned 10 euros. What's funny is that for my work, I would not come out of bed for 10 euros. But yeah, I mean, the thing is with my work, I'm not getting that. They are getting that. So, and I love my work. Really, I do. My the company I work for is absolutely amazing, and I'm very thankful to have a job there. Been working there for 8 years already, which is not something a lot of people do in the kind of field that I am in, because I get sent to customers basically, and in that field you see a lot of people just switching jobs a lot, and there's a reason for that, and I get it, because you get higher salary if you switch jobs basically. It's as simple as that. You get more money, and for me, yes, more money is nice. It's not the most important thing in the world, I would say. So yes, it's important, but no, I can live without having a job for you need a new job because space at your company. Well, we do actually, Dark Spirit, but I don't think you have the kind of field that they work in. So because you're more in chemistry, right? So that is not something that we do. We we are programmers, so we do everything in the Microsoft field. So if you work with Microsoft, if you know Microsoft very well, not just the name, I mean really the Microsoft products, the Azure world, um, you got a big chance at Rubicon where I work. So uh, I would always happily introduce another fellow programmer in the Netherlands that would like to work there. Sure, I can pour some chemicals on keyboards and such, as in all for science. Hey, AZ. Uh, Hello there. How are you doing today? I'm happy that you're here. It's uh, it's been a few days since I've been streaming. Last time was Wednesday, and we've made some progress that I'm pretty proud of. So Um, yeah, going well here. And yeah, as I was just explaining also to Letterborn, I'm mega mega happy that I got my first donations in today. 2 times €5. I'm super happy with that. That's not something that I was expecting already, but it's absolutely super welcome. Uh, we've been experiencing firsthand how terrible my laptop is cooperating. Basically, it's one of the things that I really need to earn money for to get a new laptop or a new development machine. Because every time I want to build something, it takes forever to do, and that's not nice. It's good that I'm a talker, basically. How unexpected! What that? What? Yeah. So yeah, I'm doing pretty okay. I'm getting a little bit sick, as you might be able to hear in my voice. I'm getting a little bit of a cold. My kids had that over the weekend. Both of them were not sleeping well. Might also be a result, because from Friday to Saturday, I don't think I slept more than 2 hours. Actually, my watch told me I didn't sleep more than 2 hours, and from Saturday to Sunday, I also didn't sleep more than 3 hours. And to this morning, basically, was definitely also not a great night. Uh, my watch told me I was sleeping for 4 hours, but I was not sleeping in my own bed, but in my daughter's bed, which is not made for me. So I slept, but I cannot say that I slept pretty good. I woke up pretty in pain, so uh, that is not good either. But yeah, what do you want? At least you sleep right, and you have everything for your kids. We had some weird behavior at the moment with my drawbridge. I was trying to see if it worked already out of the box, basically. I guess that was idle hope. Um, but before that, it was working pretty okay. Um, so probably need to do more coding here. And of course, this one needs to be renamed. I was wondering why it's not working, but it's because it's supposed to be called ARM. There we go. Thank you very much, Letterborn, and it was great that you stopped by, even if it was for a short time. I hope to see you again for a longer time next time, and if not, that's also fine. You're always welcome to hop in, hop out. It's fine. Um, Probably with your feet ending out of the bed too. Yeah, my feet were not fitting, and my head also didn't fit. The bed is also not made for my weight. I think that also doesn't help. So the mattress is pretty thin, and yeah, that doesn't help. Anyway, who's complaining? When you do it for your kids, everything is fine, right? I'm not making a game about my daughter because I don't have anything that I would do for them. I'm not gonna worry yet about lowering the drawbridge. I might not even lower the drawbridge at all in the game. So let me see what gives. I'm pretty sure the right part needs some work, but I'm hoping that at least the left part now rotates the way I want it. Your streams are fun. I'll try to catch them if I can. Thank you very much. It's great to hear that my streams are fun. Um, Also, one of the things I always try to be is beginner friendly. I'm not perfect. There's plenty of things that I can do better, even in programming. I'm sure of that. Um, but oh, there's an error there. We have a dot comma that we are missing. Well, it's still compiling though. Is it sure about that? Let's see if there's anywhere. I don't see anywhere a dot comma missing. I don't think anything is missing. It's probably just an old mistake. Still reloading the script assembly, so maybe I should take a throat candy in the meantime. La 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 la. So yeah, that was pretty unexpected, as unexpected just said, that I suddenly got donations. But the first one, has to be said, was Dark Spirit, who uh, who generously donated €5 and used 100 bits. That is very nice. Also, I'm also sure that also gives me some cash. I don't know how much though, but doesn't matter. Anything is wonderful, and any little bit is nice. Well, it was nice chilling in your stream, Half Moon. I sadly have to go now. Have a wonderful day, stream. See you next time. Thank you, Half Moon. Always nice to have you here, and yeah, come back anytime. You know you're welcome all the time, right? Also, for anyone who's here and doesn't want to just let go after the stream, there's also a Discord server. You can also subscribe to that one. Then you can keep in touch outside of streams. So it is still starting. My Discord server is pretty empty yet, but you can find the link on my Twitch page, and then you will be into the Discord server. There's only a few people there so far, but I'm hoping it will grow. Uh, and I will always be happy to answer any of your questions outside of the stream in there. I have, of course, a little bit more time to do anything in there than I have to be streaming, because I basically cannot stream all the time. I wish I could, but I can't. So let's see how my drawbridge is going now. It's like the moment of truth probably works like shit still, but let's see. Still have to build. We still have to build. Building, building. Oh my goodness. It's one of the reasons that I say I need a better machine. I'm not joking, you know. 100 testing, 1, 2, figuring out the bits too. Well, thank you for using the bits. I see a lot of people always thanking people for bits, so I guess it does something for your finances too. Thank you very much again for well putting anything into the stream. It's very welcome and very much appreciated. So let me see. There's something not set up at the moment. Okay, because I renamed everything. That's why. Left arm, right ground, and the right arm. By the way, for those of you who know this or don't know this, you can also put that in a script. You don't have to assign everything in Unity. If I want to do it here, basically in the... Why do I have to code twice? Oh, okay. That's gonna slow down my laptop for sure. There's no need for two. That's better. If I want to do that in here, what I could do basically is set up an awake method and then just assign the get components for the different parts. That's basically using a find component by type or find component by name. You can use different ways. What I usually prefer though is not to do that, because this way I have more control, and if it goes wrong I immediately know why it goes wrong, because I didn't set them up to be connected. So yeah, obviously you cannot rotate a part that you don't have connected. It becomes a little bit harder to overview if you put everything in code, because yeah, then basically sometimes you don't see it. Yeah, so this probably is now old. Let me clear that, and let's try this again. We are compiling reload script assemblies. Doesn't take long at all. Doesn't take long at all. Good thing that I'm not afraid to talk, right? If I would be afraid to talk, this would be seriously not nice. So yeah, what I was about to say before about subscriptions, basically, subscriptions also help the channel, of course, um, and you can use also your Amazon Prime if you have it, because that also works. Oh, I cannot see my drawbridge. Wow, that looks like shit. Whoa, everything is moving. Right. I somehow selected the ground, I guess, because now the ground is moving. It's nuts. I'm so. And my drawbridge is flying up in the air. Right. Okay. I expected it kind of. Yeah, it's an undocumented feature, right? That's what I would say also. It's just this is how it's supposed to be. This bridge is gonna fly into the air. This is great. This is perfect. Undocumented features. No, basically, I think I know what's wrong with that, but I shouldn't have used the ground, I guess. Left ground moving is what I need to do. Right. I still have the wrong names. It's yeah, it's by design, and I'm pretty sure the rotation will have to be different for the arms, because the 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 length of that part is much bigger, so it will go slower than the ground that goes pretty fast. But let's see. I'll run it again to see what happens. Because now at least the the correct parts should be moving. God, sometimes it's so funny when you do the wrong ones. Oh, by the way, I had background music first for a while in the stream, but I found it to be annoying, so I turned it off for now. If you guys want background music again, then let me know. I might have a look at it. Uh, but I had the comment first when I did it that this is pretty much what I expected, because I need to create my pivot point a little different than what it is here. Not too bad. I was expecting worse, because my pivot point of the that bar doesn't need to be at the end. It needs to be here over this bar, so it's different. And it also means it has to rotate a little slower, most likely. But all in all, not too unhappy. I also already know for sure that this one is not rotating on the correct point, because that point is basically calculated different now, because of uh, the size of the object. Basically, it's different from before. So I'm gonna have to recalculate and do some moving of those different parts. But we're getting somewhere. It's not there yet. It's not so easy either, because calculating the pivot point. Well, this is not cooperating with me. The pivot point that will be in these parts is not that easy to get to, I would say. It might have to rotate at the same speed. I'm not there yet, but it has to rotate at a different point. As you could see, it was rotating from here. That's why it was no longer connected to this, but of course that can never happen. It has to rotate here, so probably in the middle of this thing. I don't know if it's exactly the middle. Eh. I'm gonna have to figure that out. Um, mm, And for that, I will need to do a lot of calculation. This is gonna be funny. So it's not gonna be bounce min. What I need to know is what is the middle of that. So I'm gonna make a float here. No, that's wrong. Vector 3. Uh, uh, left arm pivot point, I would say, is new vector 3. And that will be the, we still have as our left top. That is bad. Is as our left arm dot bounce uh, dot max dot x minus no. Gonna have to think about this a little bit. Mm, 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 mm. The y will be the same, I think. Oh, sorry, I was just crunching my throat candy. Must be pretty audible. Sorry. So basically, what we want to do is we want to have the max of the left arm minus the minimum, and then divide that by 2, and then add that to my left arm bounce min x is what I'm thinking. Um, and then you still don't hear the hammering. Oh, yeah, max. Left arm pivot point. Let's first see if this works. I don't think so. You do hear my candy? Okay, well, fortunately for you guys, it's already gone, so you will not hear it again. Come on, give me unity. Come on, come on. There we go. Let's see. Again, it says .com expected. Right. I think it's compiling too often. I think it's also compiling when I'm just still typing. Because now it's compiling the script and that error should go away. Or maybe out of automatic behavior, I press Ctrl S way too often. Don't know. This stuff is really annoying, how long it takes. Anyway, we're getting there. At least we have a good feeling of what is happening here and why it wasn't working. At least I do. That's the most important part because I'm the one building this. So if I have a feeling of why this works or doesn't work, then I can fix it. A lot of warnings, but that's because they're not active in this Spielerei level. So let me see what happens here. I find you guys, my viewers, the most patient in the world because you guys have to wait with me so many times, and it's really a lot of things to expect from somebody to just be waiting for a compiler to end. It's uh, it's quite something. Let's see how it rotates now. We don't care about the right side, we care about the left one. Oh, no. That is something. I guess now the Y is not good or something. Because it was rotating around the X part. That I think was correct. Just not the Y part. So, why is it not correct there? Is there anyone here that's a programmer as well? I kind of want to know if I can visualize the vector 3 for the left arm pivot point. You're here, but also on DC talking to some. Yeah, what is that, man? You're just leaving to also being on some. Nah, that's not dedication, man. It's okay. It's okay. Unexpected. I'm not expecting anyone to know the answer, but if somebody is by any chance here that has an idea how to visualize a vector 3, because I know you can debug rays and stuff like that, but yeah, this is not a ray, so this will basically not do what I want it to do. Um, Maybe I can just use a ray to shoot like a visual line out of the left pivot, left arm pivot point, so that I can actually see where it's supposed to be. Ask Chad. You mean Chat GPT? That might actually be an okay idea. I don't ask it much, but most of the time it just ends up giving a wrong answer anyway. So you get something that doesn't work at all, and something that makes you, for example, your bridge actually flying to the moon. Um, but let me ask how to debug the position of a vector 3 in Unity visually. I'm not sure if it has an answer to that one. You can debug the position of a vector 3 visually using gizmos or visual debug tools, blah blah blah, blah. On draw gizmo selected. Doesn't exist, you can create it. Color red, transfer position, debug position. Okay. That might be something that works. Okay, let me see. If that works, I'm going to be very happy with the. Oh, wow. Hey, welcome. Thanks for the raid, Alessia. I hope I say your name correctly because I know a lot of people say it wrong. It's I notice you for sure. Elisha, right? Elisha. Raid call. Elisha Griffin. Yeah, the raid call already scrolled by super fast. Alicia Griffin's coin kin raid. Alicia. Yeah, I know there's a little bit of a confusion going on with your name, and I saw that the deaf dad had a problem with that too today. He was trying to pronounce your name and said that he did it wrong. The Captain Coder did it wrong, and then he started to raid, making sure that everybody knew how to pronounce your name correctly. So, but yeah, I must admit I was working, so I kind of forgot. But Alicia, okay, very nice. Welcome and thank you for the raid. That is super nice. I'm really happy that you guys are here. Um, I'm gonna show you guys a little bit of what I'm working on right now, so that you have a feeling of um, what I'm doing. I'm making a game about my daughter. For those of you who are new to my stream, my daughter is Gaia. She's in the right bottom of my screen. Um, as you can see, she's a almost 5 year old girl. She's gonna be 5 in July, end of July. And I'm making a game about her because I also am a great fan of Greek mythology, and that's where her name comes from. So yeah, she's the main object of my game. And because we're living in the Netherlands, I decided that the first level of my game should be set in the Netherlands. And to be recognizable, I chose Amsterdam. And as you can see, this is totally not done yet. I'm working on creating the first level of the game, and that first level will look like Amsterdam as far as it can. I will show you a little bit of the artwork that I was working on. Well, first of all, here you see my character. She's here in the left part of the screen. This is the first house I ever created for this game, um, and that was one that I was working on when my daughter suddenly saw that I was doing something, but she had no idea what I was doing. She only saw a few pixels, and then she said, "What is that?" And I said, "That is a house I'm working on for a game that I'm making about you." And her eyes lit up. She was like, "What is that? That is cool." So I zoomed out and showed her the house in total. And then she's like, "Oh, but then that are flowers, right?" I said, "Yes, those are flowers. Then there need to be pink flowers, there need to be purple flowers, etc., etc." And she wanted to basically have some influence on what the game looks like, because her favorite colors are pink and purple, like most girls have. And this is actually that model is based on a picture of her, and actually that's a purple dress that she has. So uh, I'm pretty proud of that one. And she's the main character, but also the product owner. Yes, she will pull me back if I'm doing stuff wrong. I'm working at the moment on creating a drawbridge mechanic, which is part of the first level because people need to learn how to basically use the game. That they're gonna have to jump, and it's also part of the script that I wrote for the first level, where my daughter, being a 5 year old, almost 5 year old as she is, doesn't listen to daddy and jumps over the bridge when I cannot follow because I'm there with my son. And yeah, she basically cannot wait, so she jumps over. Then a portal emerges from the ground, and uh, curious as a 5 year old is, she steps through the portal and ends up in the world of Greek mythology because that is the origin of her name and my great passion. But for the first level, a lot of stuff has to be done, and I'm working, for example, on this huge artwork, which is the Rijksmuseum in Amsterdam. It's one of the most famous, iconic buildings that you will find there. It's huge, and for pixel art, this is a humongous canvas. It's 1792 pixels by 1080, uh, which is almost too hard to do. But I'm not a pixel art artist, but I'm like Pippi Longstockings. I've never done it before, so I'm sure I can do it, right? Uh, so I'm working on that, and as you can see, also I've got a little bit of a water reflection going on. That's a shader that I made, and I'm pretty proud of it. It does look pretty good, um, although sometimes it jumps out of place. As you can see, I have to click it, and it goes back to place where it should be. I'm not 100% happy yet with all the artwork. I have to work on it. There's a lot of stuff that needs to be done with it. Uh, For example, these pillars here, they're far from finished. This has to be more straight to the top, so not not so angled, because basically that will not look like that, and um, and all that kind of stuff. And this is one of the most important mechanics, because here the player will learn how to jump, leave daddy behind, and basically is the part that is important for the first level to make sure that it actually becomes a story. So yeah, thank you for being here, all of you guys, and I hope that some of you want to stay and come come back more often. At the moment, I'm struggling a little bit with the drawbridge mechanics. It's pretty funny because what it goes wrong now is looking pretty fun. I can show you guys. I was working on it, but now my I'm working on the pivot point basically for the top part of the bridge. Just look at the left part, not at the right part, but the top part doesn't move as it should. The bottom part does, so that is okay. Uh, and it takes forever to load my scene because I have a terribly slow laptop right now that I need to work on to getting that replaced. So that's why I have to talk a long time during the building times. Um, but I'm doing my best to keep people interested. So, yeah, as you can see, it's still loading. It takes forever, but there we go. Almost there. Um, yeah, I got it there. There we go. As you can see, yeah, the bottom parts are working fine, and the top part now it's moving down. I'm working on finding the correct place for the pivot point, but it's not there at the moment. But yeah, it's getting there. We just need to figure out where it's supposed to be. Hi there, Wheatlol. What a funny name, by the way. Are you Dutch? Is a question that I might ask, because wheat is for sure something that you are would expect to be Dutch. Comics compiling, still compiling. Yeah, I know that kind of image. And welcome back, Real Me. Short for Karakiriwit. Okay, okay, that's fine. I'm Dutch as well, so yeah, it's supposed to be white. Anyway, it's very funny to see where it goes wrong, and I'm trying to figure out where to get the correct pivot point, and that's one of the big disadvantages, I would say, from using Unity or anything else like a 3D engine. You need to visualize where that thing is before you can see where it's correct. So I'm gonna just create a new function that I just got basically from our big friend ChatGPT. Not that I cannot do it myself, but it takes less time this way. But for that, I need to put this one in a vector 3 here. So I will just move it. Otherwise, I cannot reach it, which is something that Alicia also knows everything about now that she's learning how to code right. You did already a lot. I'm very, very amazed with how much you learned in such a short time. That is something a lot of people can really learn from. How much you did. So let me put that here. So now I should be able to see basically where I am with my pivot point. But for that it needs to load again. I love it when people get rated and you can see how happy they are. Yeah, I mean, come on, it's super nice. If people start watching your stream and if they want to come back, it's even better, of course. And yeah, I'm not just doing this for myself. It's fun to have people in the stream, so I don't feel like a schizophrenic talking to myself. But yeah, it's always amazing to have people here, and for sure I'm happy. I'm already happy super much because of two great people here in my stream who did my first donations that I ever got. So thank you again, Dark Spirit, and thank you again, Unexpected Game Dev. That was amazing and completely unexpected, as your name suggests, Unexpected Game Dev. Um, you guys rock, that's for sure. It's all going to contribute to getting a better machine, getting better equipment. So yeah, that is always appreciated and going to be kept separate for sure. You'll be lurking for a bit because it can't be in multiple channels all at the same time. But I'll be here. I'll be lurking. Yeah, that's fine. Nobody is obligatory to stay, and you're always welcome to lurk. You're always welcome to talk. You're welcome to do anything. And if you want to keep talking afterwards, you can always join the Discord channel that or Discord channel, Discord server that I set up last week. Pretty proud of that. Doesn't do much yet. There's not a lot of people there yet, but yeah, the more the merrier. So let's see. Now, if I start, will I actually see my pivot point and with a line? Should, but I don't know. And now we wait. Wait for it to build. There we go again. Still compiling. You know what it reminds me of? Because I'm. Oh, Moonis. Hey, welcome. Another raid. That is cool. Come on in, guys. Hey, Moonis. So nice to see you. Usually see you in other streams, so it's also nice to have you once in mine. I'm at the moment trying to figure out the pivot point that I'm having, and I do not see my gizmo, which is a shame. I was hoping I would see it. Um, I don't yet, so I'm gonna have to figure this out in another point, another way. Basically, what I'm doing here is at the moment I'm creating a drawbridge functionality that has separate moving parts, and the bottom is moving the way I want it, more or less. The top part is not moving the way it wants. It's going down, and that's not intended, of course. But this is a very important mechanic for my game because this is where the player learns how to jump, and the player being my daughter, basically, she is very stubborn, doesn't listen to daddy, and jumps over the drawbridge when it opens, and I cannot follow. Um, and then she goes through a portal and ends up in the world of Greek mythology without me. So yeah, so that is yeah, that is basically the reason why this is such an important mechanic. Um, it's not easy because I'm having different parts of the bridge that have to work in a different way. I will also have, and you cannot see it yet, but there's a line, basically a bar going here from there. That's also going to have to move. And there's going to be a chain from a back part that you don't see at the moment. Um, that is going to also move and bend, basically. So there's a lot of things going on in this bridge, and I'm taking it one step at a time. Hopefully that will eventually get to working. I'm pretty happy about the water mechanic. It looks pretty nice. The shader is pretty good. Um, it does jump every now and then, but that's okay. Um, every time I click it, it goes back to normal. So there's just some little bug in that. I do not know exactly what causes it, but we will figure that out. And as you might hear, my voice is a little bit crap at the moment. My voice is basically I'm starting to get a cold, and it's bugging me, but hopefully it doesn't bug you guys as much. Um, basically, what is going wrong here is that the way I have to calculate the pivot point of the arm here is going wrong. Um, so I was thinking that I could just do the middle of that thing, and then the Y should stay the same, but that apparently is not true. So for whatever reason, this thing keeps moving, and I don't have a visualization of it. So I was trying to visualize that using gizmos, but it doesn't work yet. um, and that's probably because I don't want to draw a wire sphere, but just a wire, draw a ray. I think what I want to do is that, draw a ray. different options, and of course, I don't know about you guys, but I always forget which options they are. The first two are good, so let's see. Direction, okay. Vector 3 down. That should do it. Should be a red ray coming down from the transform position. Left arm pivot point. I don't think the transform position is correct though. I'm just gonna use it for the left arm pivot point. That's what I want. I'm starting to become famous. That's not really true. I still have only like 105, 106 followers or something like that. But yeah, Moon is that's fine. It's getting late here. Also, it's 10 p.m. at the moment. Usually, I stream about until 10. But I've been having fun. I'm trying to figure this out. So, you know, if I get this part working, I probably also might end the stream. But yeah, it's nice that people are finding me and are coming also to raid. And if anyone wants to stay and stick around and follow me, that would also be very much appreciated. And yeah, also find the Discord server, join in, hop on in, ask your questions also outside of my streaming hours because I really, unfortunately, do not have a ton of time to stream. So usually it's Monday, sometimes also Wednesday, but most of the time it's Monday. And yeah, in that time I have to do my streams. But yeah, there's people can have suggestions and questions or whatever, and I'm thinking of rewards that I might think to do, like for example, your own pixel art character as an NPC in the game. Not sure yet if that will work, but that might be nice. Um, so yeah, those kind of things. And thank you again, Moonis, for coming in with your raid. It's very much appreciated, and I will be sure to follow you and see you again in another raid. I'm also already following you, of course, so I know when you're live. Cannot always follow you because you're in different times sometimes. But yeah, if I can, I will surely join you. So let us see if we now actually can see a gizmo. And I might have to make it bigger than 0.1f because that's pretty small. But I want to know where the heck that thing is. And I also don't understand why it's moving at all, but probably I'm doing it in a method that gets updated all the time or something like that. And if that's the case, then it of course keeps changing the position and you will not get it proper. I do have a gizmo, but it's on the other one. Right. So my pivot point is there. That is not what I expected. Why is it there? Okay. If you want to support creators eventually, you could do something like those commercial pillars you see a lot in Amsterdam. Yeah, that would be an option. Yeah, I might even do that. Yeah, like you have one of those pillars and you can create like a poster on top of it, and yeah, then you can have your spot on one of the pillars. Commercial. How would you call that in English? In Dutch, you call it a reclamezaal. I have no clue what they could call that in English. But how is my left arm pivot point so far to the right? Left arm bounce max. I'm gonna have to see my left arm. If it could only show where is my... I can do that. I can do that pretty easily. Wait. keep that thing, but it should not be that far. Billboard, yes, that is exactly the thing. Yeah, well, it is. It is. You have billboards also, of course, next to the road, but in this case, what we mean is those round ones. No, there's like they look like they could look like a toilet eventually. Even sometimes you have those toilets on the road that look almost exactly the same. Just have an opening, and these don't. But yeah, for the water, you can press the arrow down next to the two icons. You can choose always refresh, which should make shaders update smoothly in editor. That's a good tip. Wait up. Press the arrow down next to the two planes. Let me see. Press the arrow down next to the two planes plus. Always refresh. Let me see. Where am I talking? What am I looking at? Arrow down next to the two planes plus. I must be blind. I am missing that. Update smoothly. Yeah, there should be something for visual update. There should be an option there somewhere. I'm missing that option. It is in the top of the scene window. Okay. Where's the plus? Where's the plus? I'm looking. I'm looking. Mm, pillar board. Okay. Bill pillar. Next to the crossed eye. Eye. Okay. Here. Here. Um, oh, to the left of it. Okay. This one. Uh, to the left of this one. Always refresh. Because it wasn't that one. Simplicity wins. Advertising column. Yeah, advertising column. That works. Okay. So, what I'm still wondering about, that clears the billboard discussion. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, billboard discussions can be so difficult. Yeah, now it looks much better in the editor. Thank you so much for that, Jocelyn. And also welcome. I don't think I personally welcomed you yet. You came in with Moonies, right? Moonies is incredible. I've seen his streams a couple of times. He's a pretty amazing guy. And of course, he rated me. That makes him even more amazing. So, so left arm pivot point. Let me think this through a little bit. So the min. I would expect to have this visually easily, but let me just do the same as it was before and then see if it makes sense. Because it should not be too hard, but for some reason I cannot. I think it already is better. I see a red line now that comes from my pillar, so that should mean we're in the correct spot. Let me see. And still, we will still need to do a lot of things though, because that this bar that goes down, it cannot stay as static as it is right now. It will just float into the air. That's not what we want. Which which shows how complicated this can be when you have different parts of a bridge that move in a different way. Um, but that's fine. I never mind challenges. I will figure it out, even if it makes me crazy sometimes. I will figure it out. Okay, so rebuild, rebuild, rebuild. There we go. Let's see the rotation now. Once it builds. Once it builds. If this builds and it goes correctly, then that probably will become the end of the stream for today. And I was just overthinking the position for that left pivot point. Ah, boo. Well, I also have to work tomorrow, you know. I know it's not nearly as much fun as doing this, and I'm very happy to have all of you with me here today. That's not the correct point either. But we're getting closer. You need to be up at 6. Oh, I need to be up at 5. I'm not trying to make a competition, but you put it that way, so I need to be up even earlier than you do. Uh, you need to be up, yes. I mean, that's also tough enough. You don't sleep, right? If you're not using statics in your code, you can disable domain reload and project settings in the editor and the play mode setting, which makes it faster to enter play mode for you. Thank you very much, project settings editor. These kind of things is also indeed. I know it was there. I just don't use it much. Editor. At the moment, I'm not using statics, so enter play mode settings. Enter play mode settings. Where are you? There. Enter play mode options. Reload domain. The one you asked earlier before the lot came in. Yeah. We don't have to reload everything. I think for now we can just use it like this. Yeah, but that was basically for this pivot point that I'm doing right now. So what I like about this right now is that I want to have basically half of the width of my left arm width to become the extra addition for the width. So I do not know if I can do that like this. That's also something for me that I need to learn. I don't know if they have a width in this thing. Left arm dot width. Does it have it? No. Uh, bounce dot width maybe. No. Maybe Yosarn, you know this. This vector 3 is a certain width, and I need to get to the middle of it, basically, to get my rotation. I would like it to be simple as just doing the. I think I already know it. That's the rubber duckying part. Min dot max dot x max x minus SR left arm dot bounce dot main dot x. And that should be divided by 2, right? But then this also has to be between brackets. Yeah, the width of that top arm. So basically, this top bar has a certain width, and my pivot point needs to be on top of there in the middle. Extents, I know it has. Let's see first if this works. If this works, it's fine. But it's probably not optimal yet. Still not very fast. Just bounce up min the well, the other way around, because the max is higher than the min. But yes, that's what I'm trying to do right now. Mm. Oh, then you have the position edit. I want the difference between the max and the plus and the max. Could work. Let's see how it goes. Let's see where my it's actually in the correct place, more or less. Still needs the Y position to be a little bit different and probably a little bit of an offset. But beyond that, it's in the place where I want it. And the same will have to go. I have to look also at this one. It's not correct. It's almost there, but not quite. So it's a little bit off of where it should be. So because of that, it just disconnects from the ground. And that's not supposed to be. Anyway, as you all can notice, most likely my voice is not helping me. And it's been a very nice stream. I really want to thank you, everyone who was here. If you don't follow me yet, consider following me if you liked what you saw. I'm very beginner friendly, as you can tell. I'm not perfect. I don't know everything yet. I'm learning. So thank you, Jossard, for the follow. That was it was not a push for you to do that, but thank you anyway. I'm very happy that that people stick around and want to see what I'm doing. Um, I'm gonna have a look at who I can rate today, because yeah, I've been rated twice today, so I should return the favor to at least somebody. I see that Moonis is now also there, or was there. He's gone. I will leave you with somebody called Acer Ash, if you don't know him yet. He's a very nice pixel artist that I found the other day. Um, he creates a lot of pixel art. Started basically, and still is, started as somebody who works in the movie industry, uh, does animations there, so he's got a little bit of an advantage, as he says. Um, but yeah, he's pretty awesome, and I'm sure you guys will like him. So I'm gonna rate Acer Ash. Let me see if I typed that correctly before I go over. That's correct. And thank you all for being here. Thanks for the donations, unexpected
Je ziet ze overal.
and Dark Spirit. That was very nice.
Een generatie die niet toekijkt,
So, goodbye.
maar doet. Je ziet ze overal. Je ziet ze overal. De mensen van generatie D. Een generatie die niet toekijkt, maar doet. Dus, als je naar jezelf kijkt, wie zie je dan?
Why you want to have sound? Where the heck is my rate button? Come on. Yeah, it was supposed to be off.